When people talk about trekking in Central Asia, they usually think of places like Kyrgyzstan. But what if I told you, just across the border in China, there's a place with the same mountains, but with even richer history, and almost no one is talking about it. That place is Xinjiang. Hi, I'm Sandy. If you have watched my last video about trekking Yunnan, this is kind of like a continuation of that. I've been hiking in China for the past 4 years, but Xinjiang keeps pulling me back because of the majestic landscape, the rich mix of culture, the history. Like almost every trail has a story. Some of them even go back to over 2,000 years ago. So in this video, I'm gonna share 3 treks that I've done, why I think Xinjiang is probably one of the most underrated trekking destinations, and I also have something exciting to announce at the end of this video. Now, first of all, to understand Xinjiang, you kind of have to understand the history of the Silk Road. It's not just one road, but a network of routes connecting China to Central Asia and all the way to Mediterranean. And the place we now call Xinjiang sits right in the middle of that network. Ancient merchants carried silk, spices, and jade through these exact valleys. The trails I'll talk about today are in the Yili region, and most of them were actually used as mountain passes connecting northern and southern Xinjiang. And that means when you are trekking there, you are walking on ground where history was made. Number 1, Xiata Ancient Trail. Historically, this was one of the most important mountain passage connecting northern and southern Xinjiang. It went through some of the most dangerous sections of the Silk Road. But unfortunately, the full trail is no longer open for trekking today because it's too dangerous. However, you can visit the Xiata National Park. There's an easy day hike that takes you through part of the valley all the way to the glacier. It's very accessible. You take a shuttle bus from the entrance to the trailhead. Then you can hike or ride a horse. It's a great option if you just want a taste of Xinjiang's landscape without doing a multi-day hike. We actually took one of my favorite photos here. It's been my phone wallpapers for years. Number 2, Kalajun Grassland Circuit. It was my first multi-day hike, which I did in June 2022. Coming from a coastal city, it was actually my first time seeing a grassland like that. It's called a 3-dimensional grassland, which basically means it's not flat. It rolls and breathes like the earth itself is alive. It almost feels like walking through a painting. The hiking itself is pretty beginner-friendly. 3 days. About 20 kilometers per day, not too much elevation gain. That makes it a great option if you are just starting out or just want something more relaxing. Number 3, Wusun Ancient Trail. The Wusun Ancient Trail is probably the most popular multi-day through trek in Xinjiang. It is also believed to be part of the ancient Silk Road network, connecting different regions across the Tianshan. It's about 120 kilometers over 6 days, crossing 2 high passes at around 3,800 meters. The highlight was camping by Heavenly Lake, Tiantanghu. Along the way, you'll find Han Dynasty stone carvings and ancient tombs. This trek is much more intense and immersive. Compared to Kalajun, the second trail, it feels more like an expedition, and it's physically much more demanding. I did it last year in June 2025. Check out the full video here. So one of the things that I love about Xinjiang is the mix of culture. So we've got Han Chinese, Uyghur, Kazakh, and all the other minorities living all together in one region. If you want to get a glimpse of that, I really recommend the books by Li Zhen. She's a Han Chinese writer who grew up in Xinjiang, and after high school, she moved with her family to a remote pasture in the Altai Mountains, where they lived alongside Kazakh herders. She later turned that experience into several books like My Altai, Corners of Altai, and Winter Pasture. Her work is very intimate, very quiet, and deeply connected to the nature. As far as I know, only one of her books has been translated to English, and I think it was The Winter Pasture, but My Altai, or the Alatai, was adapted into a TV series called To the Wonder. It's about a young writer returning from the big city to life in the mountains experiencing personal growth and slowly building connections with the local Kazakh community. It's very much based on Li Zhen's own life. In her books, I really like how she writes about the women. Her mom, her grandma, they are incredibly resilient. She didn't write too much about the men in her life though. But in the TV series, I think a lot of people got pulled in by the love story instead. I mean, I get it. I'm like obsessed with it. But beyond that, it also shows the stunning landscapes similar to what you'll see in Yili. And most importantly, it also touches on the relationships between different ethnic groups and the connections between people and nature. Even now, after all this time, watching it again still gives me goosebumps.
但是你不可以居高临下的改变它，没有什么是一成不变的，你让我说完。
你惹大麻烦了。
冬虫夏草。
看我这个草地，我换成什么样子了吗？
If you are more interested in the historical side of the Silk Road, I'd recommend these two books. These will give you more context about the places that you're walking through. Hey guys! This July, I am going back to Xinjiang to do a new trek in the Southern Tianshan mountains. Okay, so quick update. I actually filmed this video last night, but this morning I saw a new notice released by the local government. Basically, they've announced that all trekking and camping activities in the mountains areas of Zhaosu County, including routes like Southern Tianshan and the Wusun Ancient Trail, are not allowed. It's mainly due to safety concerns like avalanche, landslides, and the difficulty of rescue in those areas. So yeah, guess I won't be able to do this trek now. I haven't decided which trek I'm gonna do instead, but just wanted to mention this here in case you are planning anything. Definitely check the latest local regulations before making any plans. I cannot do solo like heavy-duty backpacking treks at this moment, so for a more challenging route like this, I usually join a group. That way I don't have to carry everything myself the whole time, which honestly just make the experience a lot more better. So for this trip, I'm partnering with Bang. They are one of the most experienced outdoor companies in China. There will be professional licensed guides who can speak English, and everything from camping gear to safety support will be taken care of. If you're interested in other treks in Xinjiang, go check out their website. You can reach out to them directly on WhatsApp. I'll leave the link down below. If you end up booking a trekking trip, you can use my code SANDY100. Then you'll get a 100 RMB discount. It's not a lot, it's a small discount, but it will really help me keep doing these videos. So yeah, feel free to take a look. Xinjiang is a place that I keep going back to, and I feel like I've only just scratched the surface, so this definitely will not be the last video I make about it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.